Everybody is on a learning journey. The only time you stop learning is when you have a death certificate.
I have a dream.
What is your dream?
Well, I actually want to be an astronaut.
Ooh, okay, fantastic. And you, Deborah?
I want to be a gynecologist because the feeling of helping people is really good.
Deborah and Francis. Deborah and Francis, they're two of the students of Dr. Chris Imafidon, who's passed on math skills and other skills to those children and other successful students in his Excellence in Education programme. It's 17:06 GMT, the BBC World Service. Coming up, a father who's developed a teaching method that has helped all 5 of his children get into Oxford University. He says he can help children develop the same learning techniques, particularly in maths. Now, students in many parts of the world are preparing to start their next academic year in September. For many 16 to 17-year-olds, they may be embarking on higher school certificates, A-levels, for instance, or the International Baccalaureate. But imagine being a primary school child between the age of, say, 7 and 13, taking these exams and passing well. Well, it's a massive feat that has been achieved by students of the Excellence in Education Academy, run by Professor Chris Imafidon. All 5 of his children achieved outstanding marks in their O-levels and A-level exams while still in primary school, and they've gone on to university. Well, Chris Imafidon has passed these skills down.
Thank you for those that logged in on Facebook. Welcome.
Help them master maths.
Those of you on Twitter, you're on Twitter Spaces. I want you just go to your comment section and type in where you're joining us from if you're on Twitter. Those of you on Facebook Live, please go to the comment section, just type in where you are joining us from. And if you are also on Instagram Live, we are streaming on Instagram Live. So whatever platform you are in, Clubhouse, go to the chat, that little chat hole there, just type in where you're joining us from. Because today we're going to spend the opportunity as a reason to review our learning methods and update it, because we need to be able to use the most efficient tool and optimize our techniques, review our technology in line with what this particular generation of learners have been blessed with. That's why we are using specifically artificial intelligence. I hate to call it artificial intelligence. I would say it's augmented, because anything artificial is fake. But there's nothing fake about AI. I'm going to be sharing some slides later, and I'll be showing some statistics shortly. How many of you, if you're on this call, believe that AI, artificial intelligence, can boost our human intelligence? If you believe artificial intelligence can boost our human intelligence, I need you to go right now in the chat box and type in AI. Listen to this very slowly. If you think that artificial intelligence will negatively impact or reduce our learning abilities, please, I need you to type old method. So there are 2 things you should be typing right now if you're on this call. Either you type AI, that means you think that artificial intelligence is a tool that can be used to enhance or boost learning. Please type AI. So if you think it's for the good of learning, please type AI. However, if you see it as a distraction, because the government in the UK is considering banning mobile technology and cell phone from schools. In Australia, in Canada, and I think in New Zealand, they've already gone ahead to ban it. So if you're on this call, I want to take a decision right now to express your views, to state whether or not you see this as a tool or as a distractive toy. So if you think it's not going to be helpful, just type old technology or old tool. But if you think it's going to be helpful, type AI. So please, I need you to go ahead and do something positive with your fingers and express your views accordingly. We have, as an institute, as an organization, have been using, this is confession, we've been using elements of AI to teach the most difficult of subjects then, in 2010, 2011. We've been using the very crude artificial intelligence tool embedded in what our students see as manga high, but it automates learning, it automates marking, and it automates feedback. Let me say this slowly. In 2010, we reviewed all what was available to us and found out that we can automate, that means without human intervention, use an AI tool that was available then to set tasks for students. It also marked all the tasks that were given to students, and it gave them feedback and looped them into the opportunity to correct their errors. So when we are saying anything about AI, we are colored, our vision is tinted by that experience that we had in 2010 to 2011 that made us mainstream it. We then decided this is a good thing. And we issued every single student that we had with a username and a password. And they will log in into Manga High and play what we call play the game, the maths game. It wasn't really a game. We gamified the teaching of difficult mathematical concepts backed by AI. So in 2011, we were able to smash our records based on this tool. And we therefore also applied AI to train computer security and detect vulnerability. So we applied in the area of what you today call cybersecurity. And the results we got was so encouraging. So our views as an organization is radically different from most people's because they didn't know anything about AI until the LLM, what you call large language models, hit the markets. The most popular of it is ChatGPT. That until 2 years ago, most people had not heard of AI or is not become a buzzword for the media. So we have a longer experience because ours dates back to 2010/2011. The background work started around 2009. So 2009, background work 2010, deployed for users 2011, launched. And so we will not be making the same comments as people that just started using AI. What we found in our experience was that it made the learning so easy, so entertaining, that the people and the students, the learners, the teachers, the entire set of humans that use that tool had their productivity increased by more than 10 times. So we spent less time and got bigger reward. So that's the reason why in 2011, 2012, we went on and enrolled more students. 2013, we enrolled more students. 14, we enrolled more students. Why? Because when we deployed it in 2010, our students as young as 6 and 7 deployed AI and they covered the entire curriculum of 5 years in 9 months. Let me say this slowly. What normal average student will spend 5 years and end up knowing some of it and maybe not knowing others in terms of the mathematics curriculum was delivered in 9 months. And that's what the video that you heard at the beginning was testifying to. If you listen to the young man, Francis, he mentioned the word manga high in that BBC interview because the reporter wanted to find out how can a young primary age or elementary age school kid be able to sit down and write an exam designed for 16-year-olds. And then this young lad at the age of 7 scored more marks in the final assessment than 300,000 16-year-olds. Please let that sink in. 16-year-olds write the end of high school exam because they finish in high school. And when they wrote it, along with this 7-year-old that just only spent 9 months, the 7-year-old scored more marks than 300,000. So it's not a fluke. And that's why the story went viral on every single mainstream television, newspaper, news website. To ask, how did it happen? And I told my interviewers then, as I'm repeating to you now, that if you term that young man, if you call him a genius or you call the other young lady a genius, is because they are using a different tool from the 16-year-olds. They are using a different technique from the 16-year-olds. And they're using a different technology from the 16-year-old. with, of course, a totally different tutelage and thinking. Because their thinking changed when they found out that they could understand difficult algebra. They understood the fundamentals of calculus. They applied statistics, or they did a lot of work with data handling. So it's not the fact that they were born clever or bright or genius. No. Every single person, therefore, can replicate. Every single individual can achieve the same. That's why I'm so pleased to be able to partner with the Prince's Trust, because the then Prince of Wales, who is now the King of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, had a young, people-focused charitable organization. And so our views are very aligned when it comes to the potential of every youth. The potential of every youth is genius. But the performance is what is different. And that performance is affected by the 5 factors outlined earlier on. So thank you for those of you that did the exercise. I'm so glad you did. You put in there. If you continue to do the exercise, I need you to note this. Those that comment will get an invitation to next week's VE Day celebration in London with His Majesty the King and the top leaders, because VE is 80th anniversary this year. That's celebrating, marking, commemorating, whatever word you want to use, the historic efforts of our great grandfathers, depending on your age, or grandfathers or grandparents. They fought in the war. What was the war about? So that's going on. That's live history. So if you want to be part of that, you please participate. We will issue out free tickets, invitation, and details of what will happen on Monday. And then on Tuesday, at the royal residences and the former royal residence or palaces of the kings and queens of England, including the Tower. You've heard about Tower of London. I had the privilege of being there today, and I saw, I don't know whether to spoil it for you. Tower of London has been transformed. That's all I can say. And if you follow me on social media, you see some of the posts. It's a great celebration, and only very few people are invited, or very few people even know about it. So I will encourage all of you to be active, do whatever I ask you to do. Visit the website I want you to visit, comment when I ask you to comment, and you'll be rewarded with a VIP ticket to the royal event. If you so care. If you don't, you can take the younger ones that you know and give them the opportunity to go and see history for themselves. So I'm going to start sharing shortly, but if you have any questions, I would want you to please go straight to the chat box. Please go straight to the chat box and type your question if you're on Zoom. If you are on Facebook, those of you joining us by Facebook Live, please type in your questions. I'll be able to respond. If you are on on Twitter Spaces. I'll be very glad to also get engaged with you so that we can discuss how the current students can leverage, I think that's the key word really, leverage the tools that are available today. So what tools are available? Who can leverage it? So please, I want everyone to be involved. I'm just going to share a screen now. We've got 149 different slides. Good. Let me share this with you. I'll share the screen and then see whether all of you can see it. You should all be able to see it if you are on Facebook Live, if you are on Instagram, if you're on YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, please go to the comment section. This photograph went viral. And I want all of you to look at the picture here and guess the average age of this class. The average age, I want you to guess it. Including the young, this young little girl here. Average age, I can give you a hint. This young lady that I moved my mouse on, she's only 6 years old. She joined in the celebration of an exam designed to test the abilities of 16-year-olds. You heard me right? And this young man here, look at him very carefully. He's only 7 years old. This is 7+. So I want you to guess the average age of this class that wrote the GCSE or the exam designed for 16-year-olds. And the news was how artificial intelligence tools accelerated the learning pace for this class that made them shatter the record, world record. And please do not say that is their gene, because they are not related at all. They have different parents. You know, see, this is Carissa. I need you to go and type Carissa Lewis on your Google right now. Please type Carissa Lewis right now. This is Memforte. Please type it now. I need you to type it, because if you don't type it, you will think that this is just entertainment. I need you to type Monforte. I need you to type Carissa Lewis. Let me join you as I'm telling you to do it. I want to be a good student as well. I need you to type it now and see what the newspapers and what the government, what the schools, what the exam board said about them at that instance in time. So if you're using the old tools, you will get old results. I need you to go on your Google right now, go on any of the search engine that you use, your favorite search engine, and type Carissa Lewis, and write GCS
Were you talking?
exam.
Oh, okay.
Because I need you to see, once you've seen this, whatever you knew about the abilities of yourself, your staff, your students will be revised. Okay, yeah? Let me go back and share my page. What I'm seeing here on my page, let me share it with you, because I'm typing. I need everybody to do the same thing so that you won't say that it's my slide. No, it's not my slide. It's your browser. So it's evidence-based. Whatever we're doing here is evidence-based. So I'm sharing this now. So you can see when we type in Carissa, look at that. The first output by Google is GCSE maths for 8 and 9-year-olds. This is the Times of London. This is not my personal opinion. This is not the opinion of any school. This is saying, look at this. Let me click on the full story so that those of you that are firewall or those that have paywall. Oh, by the way, if you have problems with paywall, let us know. We'll show you how to easily overcome it. Can you see GCSE maths for 8-year-olds? GCSE maths. I need all of you to see this. And that was back in 2016. And then I'll take you to The Voice in 2018. Newspaper highlighting the fact that younger children, there are two things that are at play here. We've always been told that the more you age, the more you know. So they base our entire school system on age, on chronology. And say if you are 16, you know X. If you are 18, you know X plus X. So please, I need everybody. This is also behind the paywall, but that's fine. They want to subscribe, not now. Okay. This is the same picture I showed you before. I don't know whether you can remember that. Can you see this? It is still on record that Carissa is the youngest student ever to pass the international GCSE, not just local GCSE, international GCSEs. That means all over the world. All over the world. So it's not a mean feat, folks. I've just expanded it for you to see. And take a screenshot of this and Google it when we finish today's session. Please I beg you, take a screenshot and see whether what I showed you before was Photoshop or it was the viral news that went everywhere on planet Earth, because she became the youngest person. I asked you at the beginning to give us an idea of what the average age of this class was. Those of you that did it, like I said, you are going to get invited to a royal event next week as we celebrate VE Day 80th anniversary. If you're on Twitter Spaces, I am doing this to help you as well. Because you cannot see my slides and my sharing, if you type in Carissa, yes, type it in. I spelled it for you. I can respell it again. It's K for kilo, A for alpha, R for Roger, I for India, S for sugar, A for alpha. Carissa. And the surname is Lewis. Lewis. Please go to your search engine, your preferred search engine now. If you're on Twitter Spaces and therefore cannot see my slide, go and type in now and type the keyword next to it, GCSEs, and probably type Excellence in Education program next to it. This is one of the outputs that I will give you. How children excelled on extraordinarily at GCSE maths. This didn't happen today, it happened 2018. We've been using AI, like I said, since 2011 for our students. We rolled it out, no longer experimental. So if you are writing an exam today and you are not using AI prompts for your revision, you're doing it the hardest possible way. And you're using very old tools, very old techniques, and it will give you very old results. If you want the best results, it's very simple. Use the best tools. Simple. Deploy the best techniques. It's that simple. That's what we now do routinely. And I'm hoping to do some sessions with you before we leave today. I'll take you to YouTube. So those of you in Clubhouse, if you are joining us by Clubhouse, sorry, you're not able to see the visuals, but if you go on your search engine, that's your search engine box. Open a new browser now, type in Carissa, Lewis, and then the keyword GCSE, another keyword Excellence in Education Program. You will see exactly what we are seeing on Zoom. You will see exactly what we are seeing on YouTube. You will see exactly what we're seeing on Instagram and what we're seeing on Facebook. Across all platforms. I don't want anyone to go with a nagging thinking, so, oh, maybe this is for elite students, maybe this is for special people, maybe this is for, no. There is no need for you to speculate. If you can see the facts and confront the evidence that your performance in an exam is dependent on your prompt, your ability to deploy AI prompts rather than your old IQ. So let me say this slowly. If you have two students, one has a very high IQ, intelligent quotient, very intelligent. The other one has very low IQ. That means it's not smart. When the exam is published, the results will not be dependent on the pupil's IQ. In the olden days, it was. But in the era of AI, it isn't. In the era of technology, it isn't. It's dependent on who uses the best technology. I'm going to share with you the AI prompts that guarantees you a star today. Because that's what we are all about. We're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI. The ugly of AI is if you ignore it, you don't use it at all, and you follow old stories and old wives' tales that technology distracts from learning. You will get the old result. If you use the new tools and the new technologies, you will get exactly the same results as these ones, if not better, because the LLMs that were available there, of course, you know that the LLM were very rudimentary then. They were all trial. So the technology that was available then was even disgraceful compared to what you have today. So I'm going to take you through to Perplexity at the end and do a few demo with prompts and show you how you can quadruple. Like if you are very lazy, quadruple your reading speed and your understanding speed. But if you're average, it will go by 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times. So that's how a 6-year-old is able to write the same exam with a 16-year-old and then score more marks than the 16-year-old. Not equal. So please, if you're joining us, thank you for joining us now. Today we're looking at how AI has been used, not can be used, no, we're not talking about can, has been used by the Excellence in Education program to show that learning can be speeded up. Let me see, I think I can also show this to you as well. I'll go back one step on the slide, and I'm going to give you Israel. That's another case study. I'm going to show you Israel, and I'll give you inner city, show way for grammar schools. Can you see? Grammar schools are for the elite. Inner city are for the poor performing. The reason I'm showing you this is that we have abundant evidence available to us today to demonstrate to whether you are skeptical or you are cynical or you're a top sycophant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where your position is. What matters is the fact that these ones have done it and they've lived to share it. So if you have any questions about this first session, please let me know, because I need everybody to be on board. You can use the chat box. Like I said, we're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on all platforms, all platforms we can get our hands on. We're streaming on YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, go to the comment section now. If you are already deploying AI to train your staff or train your students or train your learners, please put hashtag AI training. If you're already deploying it. If you are not deploying it, put no AI. Please, because my bot, or my AI bot, is going to come in and check all your comments. And if you don't put any comments in it, it means you've fallen asleep and you may not follow, you may not gain maximally what was designed for you for this generation. Because our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents wished they had the opportunity that we've been so blessed with today. Our grandparents did things the most manual of ways. They used very manual tools. Some of them used 4 figures table. Others used slide rules. Some of them did not even have what we call today the electronic calculator. They didn't have a basic calculator, let alone electronic calculator. So what I want you to do now, because we're coming to the second section and we're coming to the top of the hour. If you have a learner or a staff you've employed that is underperforming, or any student you have that is underperforming, share this link with them on YouTube. It's available on YouTube. Share it with them on Twitter. It's available on Twitter Spaces, although you may not see it because Twitter Spaces is limited to audio. It's available on Clubhouse. Again, Clubhouse is audio, but it is audio and visual on Facebook Live. It's audio and visual on Instagram. Why am I putting emphasis on this? Because each time you tell me that a student is not performing well, the question I will ask you is, how best does that student learn? And most people just say, I don't know. So really? You don't know? If you don't know, you don't have a right to come to a conclusion about the abilities and the performance of that student. Until you understand whether that person is A, a visual learner, that means they learn by seeing things. B, an auditory learner, it means they learn by hearing. C, a kinesthetic learner, they learn by doing things and they don't forget. Or D, a blended learner. If you have not told me how your staff, particular staff working under you learns, why send them for training? Why get them to acquire new skills and knowledge to be able to perform their job or task better? Some of us learn by auditory means. They listen to a podcast and they hear it and they understand it. Or listen to the radio and they hear it and understand it. Some people are like that. Others have to see it to believe it. So they have to watch it first on television and see images before they understand it. Nobody in my life have I seen that understands things best by reading black and white textbook. Not one person, not one person. So when you come and give me a book like this, like my thick book here, see this book? It's very thick, and they give it to you in school. See this book? Very thick. They give it to you in school, and they say, go and read it. And when you've read it, you say you don't understand. They say, no, you have poor IQ, you have low IQ, you are dumb. It's they. It's a reflection on them for not giving you the tools in the best available way for you to understand it. That judgment is wrong. It's a misjudgment. And that's why when you go on the internet, we're going to go in a minute. When you go on the internet, you will see what I said about black and white textbooks. It's not hidden, it's in public knowledge, it's public domain. The Times of London, the broadsheet, the most intellectual of newspapers. You know, the Telegraph, the Times, Financial Times, okay, they're in the top category of newspapers for validity, credibility, and respectability. The editor asked me a simple question. When they heard about what we've done, what we've been blessed to do with the blessed of, be the most obedient of students, because the teacher's best is not revealed until the teacher gets an obedient student, a student that listens. When they heard about what we've done and they were asking me, oh, about textbook, I said, if it was within my reach, I will ban all black and white textbooks. Oh, I said, why? And it went viral. The story went viral. Oh, I don't want black and white textbook. I don't want textbook. I said, they just took it. Oh, professor says professor and author of many books says ban books. No, I didn't say ban books. I said ban black and white recommended textbooks. These fat ones that students read and get confused. These ones. They should ban it. And replace it with, that's essentially what they didn't tell you, an assessment of the student, an understanding of how best the student listens. Like I said, if the student prefers hearing, they listen to podcasts on photosynthesis, or respiration, or algebra, or calculus, or French language, or syntax, or grammar. If they prefer video or visual, you give them images, you give them YouTubes. If they prefer doing, then we give them opportunity to demonstrate the concepts of it. And if they are blended, we do that. That's all. And it doesn't cost more. It's a very cheap solution to a very expensive problem. Please, can you write that down? Understanding and matching the way student learns best, not the way student learns, the way student learns best, not the way we want them to learn, not the way the curriculum was designed for them. The curriculum was never designed for them in mind. The curriculum was designed for we, the educational establishment. It wasn't designed for those that we're bringing into the classroom. And we're going to go back now and I'll show you. The flood of comments I got, my email box was full to the brim. You have written books, you've written best-selling books. Why are you telling others not to read them? I said, my best-selling book are for a group of people that already know the subject and want to advance their knowledge. Please write this down. They already have a foundation. They have a foundational knowledge. They just want to build on that foundational knowledge. Then that's good. But for those that are entering that domain-specific area, what they require is an AI or interactive application somehow that gamifies difficult concepts, like manga high. So get this very clear. Don't read the headlines and run with it. It's misleading. The headline is designed to sell the newspaper, sell the news website, or sell the broadcaster. If you really want to know, you got to read the whole newspaper and even read between the lines, go and read more about the person that was interviewed or quoted so that you know the context in which that so-called headline was deployed. So assess every single worker that you have with you. I close this section as I give you a great friend of mine long before he came into active politics. His name is David Blunkett. Fantastic. I can share a photograph we took at the Union up in London, Students' Union building up in London. He's now called Lord David Blunkett. He is an auditory learner. That means he hears and he remembers and understands. If you give him visuals, like the silent movies, Charlie Chaplin has some silent movies of just visuals and images. He will not understand. He cannot understand. Why? He's visually handicapped. He's blind. He walks around with a guide dog. I'm giving you this example to knock home what I told you about preferences. So his preferred way of getting information, knowledge, and learning is through his ears, because he's not deaf. He can hear very well. If you think because he can't see, he doesn't know what he's talking about, then challenge him to a TV debate, live TV debate. I've debated with him several times. I even saw him on Thursday. On Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday. Saw him on Thursday in the house with his dog. So blind individuals are able to learn and understand things because their auditory skills are. They don't have any visual skills. Deaf and dumb people. They are deaf, they can hear. They are dumb, they can't speak. They use sign language. And that is 100% visual. Can you get what I'm trying to say? I've just given two extremes now. The blind and the deaf. They can still get information through their best. Yeah, you guess what. So now I'm going to quickly go and share this again, because I want all of you on this call to open your browser. Please go open your browser, type in my name, and type in textbook, banned textbook. I'm going to share this now. Open your browser. If you're on this call, go to your browser. I'm doing all of this to make sure that all our friends that joined us via Clubhouse, that's completely auditory, and those of you that also joined us via Facebook will see what I'm doing. But if you join by Clubhouse, you will not be able to see what I'm doing, but you hear my voice. I need to be able to engage you in the content of this. Yes, okay, here we go. I need all of you to go to your favorite. I don't do this all the time. I'm doing this because of you. I no longer use browser for my information. I use LLMs now, and I'll tell you later. Okay, here is my Google. Just type in Professor Chris banned textbook and see what the newspapers made out of that. Banned text books. Yes. Can you see that? The first output says banned textbook says father who nurtured countdown genius or something. Can you see that? I want the government to ban black and white textbook. Can you see that? Prep school online. Look at what I said here. Ban textbooks. Because children and young learners are digital natives. Look at what I said here. That Sean Griffins wrote in the Times. What I insisted that most of our students today have a cell phone in their pocket. They don't carry textbooks along. So if what you are going to teach them is available digitally, then it's only wise for you to make it available to them and give them a link. And with that, they'll learn anything. If you now say you want to teach them the way their grandfather learned, that's going to be the first problem you are going to encounter. Why? Because they are digital natives. So I'll take you to the Times page. And people, look at that. Banned textbook says father of child genius. Can you see this? That's what the Times said. I hope you're seeing that on your browser. If you're not seeing that on your browser, I'm prepared to wait for you because I don't want to lose anyone on this journey. We are going to a specific destination. This is a warm-up session. We are going to hit our flight. We're going to take off, and then we're going to hit altitude in a minute. Ultimate altitude, height, where we'll fly. Every student I have interacted with has ended up as a high flyer. You fly. You don't work, you don't run, you fly. Why? Because the tools you are deploying engages you at such a high level. It's that high level of engagement that is so important that we have abandoned in our system. So I want all of you on this call. This is an advert. I'm going to change this in a minute. I want all of you on this call to please make sure that you have now moved to that output that you have. If you have a different output, let me know. If you have a different output from me, let me know. Yes, thank you for those of you on Clubhouse. Yes. Yeah, my name and that 2-word instruction, ban textbooks. Just type my name and then ban textbook, and whichever browser you're using, whichever search engine you're using, it will give you Times as one of the first outputs. And then it will give you the second one, which had the full story as the other output. So I need all of you to please go ahead and deploy that now. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 minute. So that's clear in the mind of everyone why we do not rely on the black and white textbook for introductory learning. So I hope everybody gets that as qualified for introductory learning. If you want to build on it, you want to do additional research, yes, you can go ahead and do, and then look at black and white publications. But in today's world, I really don't see why people should be publishing black and white. Because it's been proven that the cones, that is the part of your retina, the part of the eye that makes you see black and white, leads to more retention of the visual information than if you use the rods. If you are looking at things in black, white, and gray, the cells of your eyes, the back of your eye, called retina, that are stimulated, they are different from the ones that are colored. And the colored ones are far more efficient at retention and recall. So why would you go and read boring, old black and white textbook? Why? In today's world, no. The cost of printing used to be a lot more for black and white compared to colored. But today, because of technology and advances in the printing industry, it doesn't cost any much more if you're doing volume, for you to print a colored book than print a black and white book. So I hope that settles it in the minds of everyone here. And again, if you have any questions, oh my goodness, if you have any questions, let me know. We'll tackle it and explain it to the best of my ability and based on my experience that has produced this quote unquote record-breaking results, because I believe they should not be record-breaking results, they should be routine results. Every single person that writes this exam in this summer has no right to fail. You know that room called failure? Access denied. If you use these tools, you cannot fail. Failure is not even one of the options. It's how fast you succeed. So it's how fast you get 100% of the questions right. That's what I mean. The expectation has been raised because to whom much is given, much is expected. And I'll share with you the Excellence in Education website shortly, and you'll see some things that most of you may not be aware of, because you need to see these things for yourself. I really hate talking about them when there is evidence, abundant, independent evidence to show that the tools we are using are totally inadequate. Totally inadequate. The technology we are deploying is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the technique we are using is a grandfather technique. So don't you ever start thinking of failing or passing an exam. You have no right to even spell the word failure. No. So I'm going to show you very quickly some of the tools. Let me show you some of the tools we are going to use. Okay, let me show you the prompt. I better give you a good prompt now. I'll give you a prompt. Okay, now let me demonstrate to you what I just said now. You will have heard that the local election was held in England and Wales or across the United Kingdom on Thursday, and the results were published. Now, let me show you something. Now, this is current. Look at what the BBC did. Can you see what the BBC did? The BBC understands this concept very well. This is why they use a color-coded display of results to tabulate the results of each political party. This is not partisan. Please look beyond your political affiliations now and look at the colors. For Reform, for Liberal Democrats, for Conservatives, for Labour, for Independent, and for Green. Can you see what happened now? Everybody immediately understands this. Let me see. Let me be sure. Yeah, okay. Can you see what happened here? This is what I was saying about banning black and white textbooks. This is what I was saying about making your learning quicker, accelerating your understanding based on these principles that have been tried and tested. I just said, okay, I should let you see that. And now I'm going to move on to one of the AI tools that we use, www.perplexity.ai. Okay. Now, all of you should have your screen now showing my AI tool, one of my AI tools. All of you should have your screen showing my AI tool right now. Okay. Now, here is a prompt. I keep telling you that your performance is dependent on your prompt. Say, you now want to ask, because in the media, they tell you about how LLMs is being abused. People are using LLMs, ChatGPT, to cut and paste and then submit, because that's plagiarism. I do not approve of that. I cannot approve of that because I'm a teacher. They call it posh, make it sound posh and call it professor. But essentially, I'm a teacher. So I do not like students copying. But I expect a basic level from every student now. So if you now want to do a very simple, want to make a very simple attempt at boosting your results or productivity, this is what you do. Let me share this with you. Now that you've stayed this long, let me share you one of the secrets that it's not taught in schools. In fact, they will ban it from schools because school is still following the old fashion, very old fashion. They follow the old fashion. So you now tell it, you tell this prompt, I am a GCSE student. I am a GCSE student. Or you can say I'm an A-level student. Or you can say you're an undergraduate student. Undergrad. Preparing for my summer exams with the desire to top my class in all the papers. Full stop. So you're giving it background. So if you're a GCSE student, put GCSE student. If you're A-level student, put A-level student. If you're undergrad, put undergrad. Whatever type of student you are, please put it there. So now you tell it to please assume the role and the personality of the best teachers in the field and advise me on what steps I can take to guarantee these results. So I assume the personality of the best teachers or lecturers who coached the best students in my category because I'm giving you this free prompt now, and coach me. You can say you can mention the name. You say best lecturer like okay. Don't go all over the place. Okay. So far, I'm going too fast. So. Okay. So you say, please coach me exactly the same we, as Professor Chris Imafidon, mentors his award-winning students on what I should do now, what I should do to beat them, neither beat them in these summer exams. Okay, and then I hit enter. Look at what happened in minutes now. Literally, can you see? Can you see? Just calm down. It's literally taking seconds and now it's giving you the blueprint. Can you see what happens? I hope all of you can see this. I'll share this prompt in the chat box of Zoom so that you see it. Can you see what the AI has done right now? It's giving you the path for free. The path to success for free. So it's giving you the plan. So this is step one. It's giving you the plan. This is step one of the plan to your success. So you can see what was impossible using our system because we didn't have an AI to connect you with the expert. Today, you can now go to the Facebook page. Let me show you this. For those of you that are on Facebook and think Facebook is for entertainment, look at this. This is the Excellence in Education Facebook page right now. Can you see that same image I showed you earlier? Can you see what I was saying about King of England having celebration in the week? So if you follow us on social media, you already see how we are unlocking the secrets of record-breaking success. The secrets of record-breaking success is using the wrong tools, using the wrong techniques. You will never achieve that level of success. You will always see them as geniuses that were made geniuses. They were created geniuses, and therefore they've never used artificial neural networks. Can you see this? This was the 30th of April. We posted this here for you to see. So I'm giving you this. So you cannot go on a journey on a bike and expect to be able to get to the same destination as somebody that is driving. So I'm just going to take some questions now before we go to the Excellence in Education website, because that's the final website I want to introduce you to. Because if you are not performing at top level, from what you've seen today, from the demo we've done today, this was a live demo, by the way, on my LLM. It wasn't prepared. If you are not performing, it has nothing to do with your ability or your so-called innate ability, nothing at all. If you're not performing, it's because you are using a very old tool. You need to resharpen the tool. My mother's generation told me this story once. You know what they said? Said there was a young man. I was very enthusiastic, got a new job, helping with the acres. They were going to prepare the acres of land for planting seeds. So he was given the tools and he went to the farm. Yeah, remember, he was agrarian there, agrarian in those days. Went to the farm, took his tools, and cut and cut and cut and literally cleaned up a whole large area. And the next day, was very happy with himself, came back, started exactly the same time he started the previous day, and tried to clear. You see, he did not clear the same length and breadth of area. The area of the that he cleared the second day was not as much as the first day. So when he got home, he told his wife, said, look at what happened. My wife said, listen, you've been looking for a job for a long time. Please don't ruin this opportunity. You've been given an opportunity to work with this famous farmer. Please put in all your effort. The wife doubled the lunch pack. And the man said, okay, enthusiastically went back to work. And put in so much energy this time. And did so much work. And at the end of the day, the area he covered was less than the previous day, which was less than the previous day, which was less than the first day. Oh, he was puzzled. When he got home, he told the wife, thank you for giving me a larger portion of my lunch. However, there was no significant difference between what I was able to achieve today. If anything, it was less than what I achieved yesterday and less than what I achieved the first time. So the man that introduced this young worker to his new employer had to be consulted. An old wise man. So when they met the old wise man said, ask your employer the secret of productivity. Tell them the first day you went there, you were able to do this much. The second day, you couldn't do as much. The third day, it even reduced more. The fourth day, you got more fuel. You got more food. You ate and did more work, put more energy in, and still couldn't replicate the success you got the first day. Wow. Said, okay. He won't sack you, you're just asking for operational guidance. So he went and told the man that owns the farm. He says, sir, I've noticed something curious. The first day I went to this work, I did so much. I was very happy with myself. The second day, I couldn't do as much. The third day, I even did less. And by same energy. My wife even gave me more food. And I did so much work. And the result was even less. And the owner of the place laughed and said, thank you, young man. You asked a great question. Can I see the tools you are using? It's all, I use exactly the same tools, sir. I didn't change my tools. It's okay, that's fine. I just want you to show me the tools. And when you show the tools, you say, look, this is the condition of the tool. If you don't sharpen your tools, your productivity will continue to decrease. So tomorrow, when you get there, don't go straight to work. Go to the yard. There's a special yard. Behind it, there's a door. Here is the key. Open it, and you will see what sharpens your tools. So spend the first few minutes sharpening your tools. And when you finish sharpening it, then you can go to work. So, thank you. I never knew that. I saw it, but I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it was used for. So the young man came back, got his tools, sharpened it, and then started cutting this time with same energy. Do you know what happened? He was able to exceed the very first one he did. So, and that's what is happening in learning today. And that's what is happening in so-called training. And that's what's happening in our own world. We are using old tools that are tired, and we haven't sharpened it in learning. If we sharpen our tools, guaranteed better results. If we use same old, we will not, I repeat, not be able to get the results that others seem to be getting effortlessly. So sorry, my time is up. Those of you that want to work with us on this project going forward, because bank holiday is around the corner, Monday, we're going to spend about half a day. I will give you more tasks to do, not just going on the internet to search things. I will give you a link to work on, and all of you will start sharpening your tools and use more AI tools for your staff, for your students, and for everybody. So if you have any questions to ask now, please, I need to be able to hear your questions. Type in #AI and then ask your question, because it's going to prompt up in the discussion we have. While you're asking your question, let me show you the last slide I was going to, what I was going to show you. Let me bring you the Excellence in Education website. So those of you that are not familiar with it. And we still have spaces. Some spaces have become available because of the exam period. So you will be given an opportunity if you're on this call, or if you're listening to this on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Twitter Spaces. Even those of you on Instagram, you're able to join. I need to show you the Excellence in Education web page, and then show you what to do if you were going to. Okay, let's get the browser going. Thank you for your comments. Somebody said that was quite helpful. We're here to help each other. I don't know it all. This is the bit I know. I will not be able to fix your car if anything happens to your car, or unblock your sink if anything happens to your sink. This is my only area that I can easily help you in. So I'm just going to pull up the website. For those of you that are not familiar with the website, I'll show you the website, and then we're done. We can go and play. Okay, yes. Here is our social media page. Now I'm going to take you to what they call our home page. So Excellence in Education program. You click on that. And it tells you here we go. For those of you that want to take it further and want to start some work with us directly, it's easy. You come here and click on register online. You see some other students here that have been fortunate and we've been blessed to have, and they followed through on the instructions we gave them. So please go and click on register online. Once you click on that register online, it will give you the opportunity to put your details in there. Here's it. And then you complete this on behalf of the learner or your ward or your student, and then send that off to us. Oh, I didn't have time to discuss on Motola. I think this is another student of EIE that has leave to tell things. Those of you that are joining on bank holiday, if you want to join on bank holiday, please can you confirm your registration? confirm your registration. Very easy to confirm, and it's free. You don't pay anything. If you believe you gain something from today's workshop, please type free but productive or free but beneficial. We're going to share more details. We're going to discuss more. We're going to implement more so that your thinking about learning is transformed. 100% guaranteed to transform. So this is what we are going to continue with. Yes, this is how our students were featured on CNN. We'll give you that when we'll come for the Monday bank holiday session. It's going to be late in the evening, and I hope you've enjoyed today's session. And please do not fail to join us for the bank holiday. And those of you that were on this session today, I promise I'm going to select 2 from each platform. 2, the most active person on social media, on Facebook Live, will get invited to the royal event at the former King's residence in London, for both the gun salute and to meet the current Queen. Those that were active on Twitter Spaces, we will have exactly the same thing. If you're active on Facebook, you've got to be active. If you're passive and just quietly listening, can't help. We said it at the beginning. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for spending part of your weekend with us, this bank holiday weekend. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday, bank holiday, and be able to share more. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.